Yep. Yep, 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 yep. Bring, bring. This is the KZ ZSN. Um, this is a new dual driver hybrid from KZ. It is, I don't think it has its own series or anything like that. I think it's going for Delph, going solo. Um, I don't know of the ZSN series. Maybe it will now. It is a hybrid, balanced armature, potentially in the nozzle. I haven't checked. And then a dynamic driver. And it is the best under 20 KZ earphone that they've released. So if you're looking for a new earphone, you want to get into KZ, this is the one that I would recommend starting with. In my opinion, it is the best work that they've done. It is as good as the ZS5 version 1, in my opinion, and also definitely better than the ZSA and the ES4. Almost like a hybrid between the two of them. It kind of takes the best qualities of both of those and puts them together, in that the ES4 had this great neutrality and great sort of lift in the mids that is unusual for KZ and something that they haven't really mastered. With the ZS6, it was too bright, too piercing, way too sibilant. Not a lot of sibilance here. These guys sound really, really, really nice. And really cool little brass nozzle here. Kind of reminiscent of what Fio's doing with a couple of their earphones. I think that this helps keep the, maybe it cuts down on distortion a little bit from what my understanding is. Correct me if I'm wrong. I could be wrong. It's got a great sort of shell on top of it. There's not a lot of light in here, is there? Hold on a second here. Yep, one take, it's what I do. There we go. Yeah, so really cool shell. I like what's going on with the nozzle. And I guess it kind of fits in with the BQI's KC2. And in fact, the tuning is very, very similar to the BQI's. It's not quite the same. I love the BQI's KC2. That is probably my favorite Chi-Fi earphone of the year so far. So let's go over it. Not that that's not what we're doing. So very little distortion in my opinion. Elevated mid-range, which is great. Great bass impact without being overbearing. It's not bleeding into the mid-range too much. Subtly excellent. These guys have a subtlety to them that is really, really interesting. And great clarity and little bleed. I think what I'm hearing, could be a lift above 10K, because that's kind of where you get that clarity from. And it's really, really well done. It's well tuned. That's what it sounds like. So the tuning is very precise. The only downside would be is compared to the KC2, the bass decay is very slow. So in comparison, it's not as defined in that region. So it's still a really enjoyable listen, but maybe it doesn't have the definition of this guy, the KC2. And I think that's okay, because the KC2 sits at twice the price regularly. And it actually, and that's kind of one thing that the Tin Audio T2 as well, this whole guy here. And if this isn't a staple in your collection yet, what were you doing on 1111? I hope you ordered it. This is the guy that everyone's talking about and probably represents the high watermark in under 50 from Chi-Fi. So it doesn't have the bass definition of the Tin Audio T2, but it's really close, and it's very, very good. Best under 20 by KZ this year. And like I said, almost a hybrid of the best qualities of the KZ ES4 and the KZ ZSA. I still like the ES4 quite a bit. The ZSA, as I listen to it more and more, I just find it a little, it just doesn't have the definition of the ES4. It definitely doesn't have the definition of this guy. So that's it, man. That's the KZ ZSN. I think what I'm going to do is a comparison video between these guys and the ES4 and the ZSA and listen to them all head to head. I haven't listened to them recently, so we'll do another listen and we'll find out definitively which one, in my opinion, is the best of the year. But if memory serves, I think this is clearly heads and tails above those two. Certainly out of the box, it really hit me pretty hard, and I'm truly impressed with it. I think they've done a bang-up job. And it really makes me wonder what's their sort of thinking with the price ranges. I don't know who's going to go out and buy the AS10, for example, for close to $100 if these guys exist at under 20. It is kind of a thing you would have to consider. I mean, KZ's meat of the market is that they're creating such excellency at such a low price. And I think that kind of defines them as a company. When people think of KZ, they think maybe potentially not a lot of originality in terms of the design, but maybe they put that money towards tuning, hiring people that can tune excellent sounding earphones and do it for dirt cheap. So I do wonder, I mean, and I guess it's a question that you can ask, whether it's KZ comparing KZ earphones to other or more expensive KZ earphones, or KZ earphones to any other company's $100 earphones. Why? Why would you spend the money? And I guess that's part of the charm of Chi-Fi, And this is why I'm always looking to find a cheap excellence, I suppose. And this is why I brought them up before, but audiobudget.com. This is why a great site like that exists. It's to show people that you can get something that's excellent for dirt cheap. So that's what I'm trying to do with the channel as well. But I mean, I guess it poses the question all the time: how much are you willing to spend, and how much better do the earphones get when you spend more? And I guess I don't really have that answer because I haven't heard them all. I would say that my favorite earphone that I've heard this year is the BQI's KC2, and these guys compare very favorably to them. I would say that they're just only slightly below them in terms of the bass definition. Other than that, they sound, and in fact, the bass has a little more impact on the ZSA, the ZSN, but it would depend on what you're looking for, right? So do you want more impact with a slower decay, something that has sort of a drawl to it, or do you want something that has poppy defined definition to the bass, and that would be the KC2. And again, the KC2 is over double the price, so there's that too. And the Tin Audio T2 is just all around excellent. I would put it right there with the KC2, almost on the same stage kind of thing in terms of the playing field. They are both excellent. You can't go wrong with either of them. But this guy, again, under 20 bucks. Awesome. So that's it, man. KZZSN, and I'll come back and do a comparison video. For all those people that have subscribed recently, thank you very much. For all the people that stay subscribed, thank you as well. I'm not trying to get any crazy accolades with this channel. I'm just trying to bring good quality, cheap music to people's ears. So, and again, just opinions, my opinion, my ears. Don't get mad. Don't shoot the messenger. That's it. Peace.